So quick announcement, we have trading during a correction coming out very soon. So this month, by the time you're watching this video, we've got a lot of the files already uploaded and there's just a few final things to put up. But trading during a correction is coming out very soon. Now this course is packed with over 6 hours of material of trading during a correction, and the time to prepare for corrections is when there's really not a correction. I find this year has been a little bit rocky, and with the rocky year, people don't know how to trade. It's a little more difficult. It's a little tricky. So they're unsure of what to do when it comes to non-directional trading or when it comes to spread trading, vertical spreads, those kinds of things. So anyways, what I did was combine a lot of these strategies and concepts into this course of how you might trade during a correction. What does it mean? How you might tweak the positions and much more. Anyways, I highly encourage you to check this course out. You can go to our website on tradersfly.com. Link's going to be in the description below. And if you grab this course during kind of this sale and promotion time frame, you'll be able to get it at a deal and discount. So I highly encourage you to do that. You'll be able to scroll down. You can see trading during a correction right there. Now, what are some of the topics that we cover? Well, at the beginning, we look at, well, let's define what a correction is. And I do things with somewhat of a PowerPoint, but then we also get into the actual trades themselves on, let's say, the Thinkorswim platform. And I show you some of the concepts of how you might tweak and modify those trades. So for example, let's say we're selling covered calls. How might we do the covered calls a bit differently when we are in a downward move? For example, we could actually sell more calls than the number of shares you have. We could get them a little more closer, like a stronger delta, to collect a little bit more premium. So there's a lot of things you could do. You could even sell them in the money. If you've never heard of selling calls in the money, we can do that. So we'll cover this section in depth, and then we might go into cash secured puts. How would we sell puts in a different kind of environment? And then again, we'll go into it, we'll talk about it, we'll strategize on these things, how to spread those positions out. And then buying single puts. When do we buy them? How do we buy them? Which delta do we buy them? How much duration do we need? So for example, where do we buy the puts? You could buy an in the money, out of the money, or an at the money put. And how do they work and behave differently? We'll go ahead and show you kind of the differences and which one makes sense when and why, and how you might place those trades. Then we get into selling high probability vertical spreads. So if you, instead of selling puts, you might do vertical spreads and you might be a seller in those. Again, how might we do those things? Or what about buying vertical spreads in bearish markets? So here's kind of a single example versus a vertical example. So there's quite a bit of a difference there. And if you like doing singles and you don't mind leaping over to verticals or seeing verticals, or you're already doing verticals, how much you tweak those positions in markets that are crazy or markets that have been going up for a while and maybe could turn around, or that you're a little more cautious about. So we'll cover a lot of concepts in there. We look at hedging with back ratio spreads. How do we hedge with maybe something like this, like a back ratio spreads, or kind of an uneven number of the spread? And how do we protect ourselves? So we could use those, and when would we use those? Again, putting on maybe diagonals as an alternative to covered calls, or a long alternative, and maybe even here's diagonals with an extra put, or a bearish diagonal. How do we place those on there? We'll even take a look at trading non-directional when you're scared. How might you do those non-directional trades when you're also a little bit more terrified? Or protection using calendar bombs, setting up some calendars on the downside, allowing those stocks to maybe sell off at some point. So anyways, there's a lot of knowledge and information here packed. I highly encourage you to check it out. Go to that tradersfly.com website. Check it out. Again, there's a promo special. Highly encourage you to do that. And if you're serious about learning about when to trade during a correction, how to set up those trades, how you might do things a little bit differently, then this is really what this course is about. So over 6 hours long. It's going to break things down for you of how to change those positions, how to think about the correction, how you might tweak those positions and manage the risks, manage those trades in a little bit better, more optimal way. So thank you so much for all the comments that you guys leave. Truly appreciate it. It's always great. And, hope to see you there in the course. Just head on over to tradersfly.com. You can register for our newsletter. And once the course is out, you'll be able to get it. So keep an eye out for it. It's coming very soon.